What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Lakers Outsiders weekly podcast brought to you by UCast Studios. I'm your host, Gary Kester, with you as always. Lakers basketball is officially back. It is very exciting to start playing some games that count. The first one's in the books. I'm recording this. Usually I record these a little later in the week, but Lakers season opener against the Los Angeles Clippers is in the books, and unfortunately, the Lakers fall to the Clippers 112-102. Start the year 0-1. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But before I dive into that, as always, be sure to subscribe to UCast Studios on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms, and be sure to do the same thing with Lakers Outsiders, YouTube, iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. You can find all of Lakers Outsiders content up on LakersOutsiders.com. We got some good stuff cooking for you guys this season. Guys are putting in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort into putting out some good content for you guys. So be sure to check that out. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the game. Very interesting game. The Lakers started out very fast, I believe jumping out to a 13-2 lead. Very electric environment. You could just tell, watching it on TV. I can't speak to what it exactly was like in person, but from multiple accounts, it sounds like it was a playoff type atmosphere. There's two very good teams, two teams that are expected to be a force in the Western Conference this season, and very, very exciting game. There was a lot of swings back and forth, a lot of runs here and there. It was exciting. It was exciting to kind of just root for, it felt like being a true Lakers fan again, in a sense, where, you were not rooting for just young guys' development and stuff like that. We were rooting for, a very good Lakers team in a big time matchup on a pretty big stage. So it was fun. It was fun, even though it ended up in a loss. It was really fun, especially the run that the Lakers had to end the third quarter. That was electric. So let's talk about this game. But the Lakers, like I said, started out fast, and then the second quarter was really rough. The Clippers scored 40 points. Seemed like the Lakers defense really struggled after the first quarter. Like I said, Clippers scored 40 points. They got hot from the three-point line. Their shooting percentage just skyrocketed. At one point, I believe just before halftime, they were shooting, and I tweeted this out, they were shooting 57% from the field and 46% from three. And that 57% came after they shot 35% in the first quarter. So that shows you how blazing hot they were in the second quarter. And a lot of it was just Lakers defensive breakdowns. A lot of stuff to correct on the defensive end. The Lakers tried to force some of the Clippers role players to beat them tonight. They left JaMychal Green open from three quite a bit, and he burned them. And I don't hate the strategy. I don't hate it, trying to make role players beat you, but JaMychal Green was 4 for 7 from three. Montrezl Harrell was just a killer, 7-11 from the field. He played 38 minutes tonight, and you could just tell the effort was great from him. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And he got to the free throw line quite a bit. He only made three free throws, but he got to the line and shot 8 free throws. So Lakers had a lot of problems guarding Lou Williams. Had some problems guarding Kawhi Leonard. Like I said, defensively, the Lakers have a long way to go. They did contest a lot of shots around the basket, especially early on with JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis. I think that's going to be a theme that we're going to see all season long. But the three-point defense, I mentioned this in one of the preseason takeaway podcasts that I did. Three-point defense just has to be better. There were just too many breakdowns, and the Clippers only shot 11 of 31. It's not great. It's only 35%. It's not terrible, but it's not great. But it could have been a lot worse. I feel like they missed some open looks tonight, and Kawhi was only 1 of 5. Pat Beverly was 0 for 5 from three. Lou Williams was 1 of 4. So there were too many open looks given up, and luckily, the game could have been worse, I guess, if some of those go down. But really, what it boiled down to was fourth quarter the fourth quarter, the Lakers were just outplayed. The Clippers outscored them 27-17. Outscored them by 10, won the game by 10. It was a tie game going into the fourth quarter because the Lakers went on a massive run thanks to Danny Green. Man, he was fantastic tonight. 32 minutes for him, 10 for 14 from the floor, 7 of 9 from 3. He had 7 rebounds, 28 points overall. He was fantastic. He was marvelous, and as a big North Carolina fan, it warms my heart to see Danny Green in a Laker jersey and playing well. I think he's pretty clearly the Lakers' third best player on this team, third most impactful player. The Lakers definitely miss Kyle Kuzma tonight, but again, neither of these teams are at full strength right now. Clippers are missing a couple guys, and they're obviously missing Paul George. Lakers were without Kyle Kuzma. Also, it sounds like Alex Caruso was available, but he's recovering from the bruised tailbone injury. So I think the Lakers are kind of just trying to work him back slowly, which is smart. It's a long season. No need to rush him back. But having Caruso, I think, out there instead of a guy maybe like Quinn Cook, who, was kind of brought in for his shooting, missed all 3 of his threes tonight, was 2 for 7 from the floor, and just not a great performance. And Caruso's a big upgrade over him defensively, and that's where I think the Lakers really needed it. It was up and down game. I think the continuity played a big role here, and not seeing a ton of people really talk about it, but the Clippers have a lot of guys on their team that were on the team last year. So there's some continuity there, with a lot of those guys: Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Patrick Beverley, Landry Shamet, Ivica Zubac. Like, they've got guys on that team that are used to playing with one another. So there's the continuity there. The Lakers, on the other hand, when you look at guys from last year's team, you've got LeBron, you've got JaVale McGee, you've got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and in terms of guys that played, I think that's it. Anthony Davis, Danny Green, Avery Bradley, Jared Dudley, Troy Daniels, Dwight Howard, Quinn Cook, all guys that played that were not on this roster last year. So that's a lot of roster turnover, and that's going to take some time. I'd kind of been saying that a little bit in the preseason podcast, is that there's a lot of roster turnover, so it's going to take time for this team to gel and build that chemistry and kind of just learn to play off of one another. There's like I said, it's just going to take some time. So don't overreact to game one. The Lakers, in a kind of a weird way, I'm almost more optimistic about this because it wasn't the best game from the Lakers' star players. Anthony Davis was 8 of 21 from the field. Did get to the free throw line 14 times, or shot 14 free throws, and hit 9 of them. He started out really slow, but then started to knock some down. Hopefully that still continues to get better, and it's a higher percentage. But overall, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for him, 2 block shots, and he contests a lot of different shots. Not a terrible game from Davis, but certainly far from his best. He can definitely play a lot better and be a lot more efficient shooting the basketball. LeBron, I love LeBron, so if you're a LeBron fan listening to this isn't me trying to bash him, but he didn't play well tonight. He really didn't play well tonight. 1 of 5 from the three-point line, 7 of 19 from the floor. LeBron is usually pretty much right at, on a bad day, I want to say LeBron's still hovering around 50% shooting overall. And 7 of 19, that's far below 50%. So just not a good game for LeBron. He had 5 turnovers, and they were just kind of lazy passes, just projecting passes. Still almost had a triple-double, which is good. 18 points, 9 boards, 8 assists. But just not a good game from him. Just not a good game, and I would, anticipate that doesn't continue. I almost would say that's not a good thing for the Jazz on Friday. LeBron usually bounces back from a bad game, and I thought he had a bad game by his standards. I think he can play a hell of a lot better, and I expect him to. And I think he's going to bounce back in the next game, and he'll be just fine. I'm not worried about LeBron or anything, but the fact that I think Davis and LeBron can both play considerably better. And the fact that the Lakers has had a lot of roster turnover, there's just going to be a lot of things. Plus, there's no Kyle Kuzma, no Alex Caruso. and the fact that the Lakers, I mean, were tied going into the fourth quarter. I think there's plenty of reason to still be optimistic, even in a loss. Offensively, the Lakers need some more creativity. I'm fine with posting up when you have mismatches or whatever, and the Clippers really don't have anybody to guard Anthony Davis. It's kind of like a committee thing, and they had to send some doubles at him. But just throwing it into the post tonight with LeBron and Anthony Davis, and just basically running an ISO out of that type of set was just frustrating. It was just a lack of creativity offensively, and it showed for stretches. The Clippers were getting much better shots, much better looks, either around the basket or open from the perimeter. And the Lakers really had to work offensively. And, some of that was the Clipper defense, but a lot of it I thought was just a lack of execution offensively. To me, it was the Lakers trying to win, or Lakers trying to score points through their talent and not through their execution. And that's an issue. That has to be corrected. Lakers still need to execute offensively. Even with two superstars on the court, you still got to execute offense. And you can't just give the ball to them and get out of the way. Sometimes that works, yes, but you can't do that consistently for 48 minutes. You got to have some more creativity offensively, and we just didn't really see it tonight. And it kind of showed there in the fourth quarter. I don't know if LeBron and Anthony Davis just kind of ran out of gas or what. It's early in the season; these guys aren't in the best shape that they're going to be in. Probably a month or two from now. But offensively, there's just got to be more creativity, and then defensively, guys just got to get on the same page. Communication, I guess, maybe it was an issue tonight. Just a lot of kind of busted coverages and leaving shooters open, and the effort. The effort's got to be better. I think the play that kind of exemplified the effort was in the fourth quarter. There's kind of two plays. I think there are two separate possessions, but. Clippers were shooting a free throw in the fourth quarter, and they miss, and Patrick Beverley gets the offensive rebound. That's inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable. You cannot allow, I think he was probably the smallest player on the court at the time, to get in there, especially with the Lakers being as big as they are. You cannot allow that. Cannot allow that. I mean, there was just too many stretches, I think, where the Clippers just kind of wanted it more tonight, and it really showed. So that was one example. Another one was the Clippers had, I think, another possession there pretty late in the game where they got 2 or 3 offensive rebounds and just continued to milk the clock, and the Lakers just couldn't get the basketball back. So the effort's just got to be better. Just got to play harder. Got to play harder. Got to want the basketball. Got to want to rebound. Things like that. Because the Lakers did get out rebounded tonight, and it's only 45-41. But considering how big the Lakers are, especially compared to the Clippers, who are a pretty small team, you can't get out rebounded by the Clippers. And some of that is the Clippers shot much better. I mean, they shot 51.9% from the floor, so there's less defensive rebounding opportunities there because the Lakers shot 43.5%, so more misses. But yeah, the effort's got to just be better. The effort's got to be better. I think the offensive execution's got to be better. And I mean, there's just really both ends of the court things that the Lakers have got to work on. But with that being said, the fact that I think there's so many things that they still need to work on, and they were, right there going into the fourth quarter with the Clippers. That's encouraging. That's encouraging. Going up against a team. Obviously, Kawhi is a new big piece. They've got some, additional pieces that they don't have the continuity with yet, but they do have considerably more continuity on their roster than the Lakers do, and I think that played a role tonight. So, it's tough to really judge the Lakers fully because the second unit got crushed tonight. Clippers played four guys off the bench. JaMychal Green had 12 points. Montrezl Harrell had 17 points. Mo Harkless had 10 points. And Lou Williams had 21 points. And they were all very efficient from the floor. So second unit just got kind of eaten alive tonight. Lakers had 2 guys that scored 6 points. Troy Daniels and Jared Dudley. Dwight Howard had 3 points. Quinn Cook had 4 points. KCP, man. KCP's got to be better. And if he's not going to be better, Frank Vogel cannot play him 27 minutes. He played 27 minutes tonight, did not score a single point. Only had 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And defensively, I mean, it's not, I guess, not totally fair to judge him, but the Lakers desperately need some size on the wing. And I think Kyle Kuzma is going to help that, even though Kuzma is obviously not a great defender. Just having his size on the wing, even to put on a guy, maybe not Kawhi specifically, but bigger wings like Kawhi Leonard. KCP is just too small. He's just too small to really guard Kawhi. Kawhi just kind of bullied him on his way to the basket. To create offense, force the defense to collapse, and kicked it out to other guys, things like that. So the Lakers desperately need some size on the wing, and I think that's where Kyle Kuzma's impact is a little bit underrated. Is defensively, he just offers a bigger body that the Lakers desperately need right now. I know a lot of people keep pointing back to Andre Iguodala. Hopefully that becomes a thing, but I mean, right now it's not. So the Lakers need to kind of figure out a solution from within. And right now, I mean, it's a matter of getting some more offense from guys outside of their big three right now. Davis, LeBron, and Danny Green were the lion's share of the offense tonight, the lion's share of the scoring. Bradley had 8 points, and he was the leading scorer outside of those 3. So there's just got to be more. The Lakers had 3 guys in double figures. Clippers had 5. And then they had 2 guys that scored 8. So a lot more balance for the Clippers than for the Lakers. And like I said, the Lakers just need more outside of their star players. And obviously I think once Caruso comes back and once Kuzma comes back, that's going to help. And I think Kuzma coming off the bench is going to be big for that second unit because I think he's going to feast against second units, and he'll be able to, probably contribute 15 to 20 points a game, somewhere in that range. So, plus if his shooting, it can get back to his rookie year. I think that's big. Lakers, missed some open looks tonight from the 3-point line. 13 of 33. They shot fairly well from the 3-point line, and most of it was Danny Green shooting 7 of 9. But they did miss some wide open looks as well that you'd like to hit. So, like I said, a lot for the Lakers to work on. But the fact that I really didn't think it was a great game played by them overall. I thought for the most part they looked pretty outmatched, but they were still able to keep the game close for the most part. Clippers went on some big runs, and the fact that LeBron and AD didn't play particularly well. Davis, I think, was quite a bit better than LeBron tonight, but LeBron is going to bounce back and he's going to play much better. And Danny Green probably isn't going to play that good every night. 10 of 14 from the floor, 7 of 9 from 3, 28 points. But when he doesn't play as good as that, I think LeBron's going to be considerably better. Davis will be considerably better. And hopefully you get some other guys to step up. And yeah, like I said, it's game 1. We got 81 more of these things to go before the playoffs, assuming the Lakers get there. I'd be pretty surprised if they don't. And that's a really good team that they played. I know a lot of Laker fans don't want to acknowledge the Clippers or anything like that. But they're a good team. They're a really good team. You got to tip your cap to them. They got this round, but those matchups are going to be really fun to watch this year. The Lakers don't see them again until Christmas, so hopefully the Lakers work on a lot of things, and they're a much better team by that time. And when they get another crack at these guys, because that was fun, man. It was fun. Like I said, the end of the third quarter run was amazing. When Danny Green hit that 3 to put the Lakers up by 3. When they came storming back from a double-digit deficit, I stood up off the couch and I had a pretty big fist pump. I was pretty pumped up by that. And it's just great to have those kind of moments, and have, knowing that the Lakers are playing for something real. It's not about just continuing to improve and get better from the previous season. It's competing for what the Lakers are used to competing for, and playing in big games like these against other contenders. So even though it ended in a loss, I mean, it was a lot of fun to just be in a game like that again. And many more to go. Lakers play again on Friday. Play the Jazz at home. Jazz are going to be another one of the tough teams in the Western Conference. They made some pretty strong moves in the offseason, really bolstered their roster, and they're going to be a tough team. They're going to be a tough team. It's going to be a tough test. See how the Lakers, with 2 days off, come in and see if they can bounce back and get their first win. So, not overly worried. Not overly worried. Like I said, I'm actually probably more optimistic, considering all the things that went wrong for the Lakers, and they were still right there. So it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I can assure you, it's going to get better if the Lakers just can get and then stay healthy. They get and stay healthy. This team's going to continue to improve and just get better and better, and they're going to be really, really tough to deal with night in and night out. So, okay, that's going to do it. I will be recording another podcast after Friday's game against the Jazz. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the first Laker win of the year. I know people are going to be disappointed in the loss, and rightfully so. I mean, losing sucks, but I just want everybody to take a deep breath, relax. Let's not overreact to one game. Just relax. It's going to be okay. Lakers have a long way to go, but they've got the pieces, I think, to make this thing work. So they'll bounce back. Hopefully, it starts on Friday against the Utah Jazz. And like I said, I'll be recording a pod after that. So stay tuned for that. And if you subscribe to UCast Studios on YouTube, it'll be the first place that you'll be able to hear it. But you can subscribe to UCast Studios and Lakers Outsiders on all the major podcast platforms. And again, like I mentioned at the start of the podcast, be sure to tune into LakersOutsiders.com and like Lakers Outsiders on Facebook, follow on Twitter and Instagram. We got a lot of really good and fun content, I think, coming for you guys that I think you'll enjoy. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's going to do it for this time. So don't sweat it. Don't sweat the loss. Keep the faith. And until next time, this is Gary Kester with the Lakers Outsiders signing off.